raindrops. The teddy bear cup stood on a little table in the bow-fronted window of Mr. Rumble's courier shop. Peter and Penny used to go every morning with Mummy to the village, and while she was shopping, Peter and Penny would stand and stare at the cup with the three jolly bears dancing a polka. "Oh, Peter, I do wish it was ours," sighed Penny. "I wonder how much it would cost." Peter, thinking that very soon it would be Penny's birthday, and perhaps if the cup wasn't too dear, he might buy it for her as a birthday present. One morning, as they were standing looking at the teddy bear cup, old Mr. Rumble came to the door and smiled at them. "Well, well, well," he chuckled. "I see that you are admiring my cup. It is a fine one, and it is nearly 50 years old." 50 years old. Peter and Penny stared at old Mr. Rumble's rounded eyes. 50? Gasped Peter. "Yes, indeed," said old Mr. Rumble. "But I would willingly give it to anyone who could find a little white box covered with flowers and birds that I lost on my way home from town the other morning. Morning, morning, morning. It's made up of ivory, and it's nearly 300 years old. I suppose you haven't seen it." The children shook their heads. "Well, keep your eyes open," said the old man. "Oh, Peter, if only we could find his box," said Penny, as they went to meet Mummy, who was coming out of the baker's. "I wonder where he could have dropped it," said Peter. Next day was Saturday, and Peter and Penny set off to take a book to old Mrs. Barry, who lived all by herself on the other side of Bushy Willow Wood. It was a lovely morning, and all the birds were singing, and the wood was gay with bluebells. When old Mrs. Barry opened the door of her bungalow and saw the children, she beamed at them over her big round spectacles, and when they told her why they had come, she took the book from Peter and exclaimed, "Well, I never! You came all this way to bring me my book. You are kind children." After Peter and Penny had a glass of homemade lemonade, each they said they must be going, or Mummy would wonder what happened to them. And then as they reached the front door, huge drops of rain began to tumble down. "Oh dear, what a pity," said old Mrs. Barry. "You must borrow my big umbrella. I'm not going out today or tomorrow, and you can leave it at the post office for me later on. My niece will call for it on Monday." She took a huge blue umbrella from her umbrella stand, and then as Peter opened the umbrella, he gave a shout, for out fell a tiny white box covered with flowers and birds. "Mr. Rumple's box!" cried Penny, jumping up and down with excitement. Then they told Mrs. Barry all about the lost box and the teddy bear cup. "Well, now, I'm glad," cried the old lady. "But you tell Mr. Rumble from me that he must try and be more careful of his pretty things. He was sitting next to me on the bus, and he must have dropped the box into my umbrella, It wasn't fastened, and it's so big you could drop a whole heap of things into it and never notice. It belonged to my Aunt Sarah. She didn't like rain, and she had it made nearly twice the size of an ordinary one. When the children ran into Mr. Rumble's shop that afternoon, they could hardly speak for excitement. And when Mr. Rumble saw what they had brought, he became as excited as they were. My little box, my dear little box, he cried, stroking the little white box tenderly. Now, just wait a moment, my dears, and I will get the cup of window, and I will get the cup out of window. My word, that certainly was a lucky shower of rain. Hey guys, hope you liked this storytelling session, and if you want such more sessions, subscribe to the channel and don't forget to like and comment down below. So meet you in the next video. Till then, bye bye and good night. Good night. Good night.